So I just started to go to school at night. I switched over. It was hard as an apprentice, and they were going to try me out. They hired 10 of us and put us in a room, and as apprentice, and for 99 cents an hour. And we had at that time 1 month to prove that we could do the work there. We could actually relate to animation, and so after a month, I passed, and they put me on staff.
Did you get a raise?
At $1.25 an hour. I still remember. And anyway, it was terrific. It was probably the best studio I ever worked, because I had a lot of energy. There were a lot of things going on, and Walt Disney was there, and with his energy, it spread all over. You walk into the animation building, you just felt that energy in the hallways and everywhere. And laughter in the hallways, talking, energy, and so there were different projects going on. There was, so I was an in-betweener, which is the lowest phase of animation. There's the animator, assistant animator, and an in-betweener, does in-between drawings.
What was the first project you worked on there?
Well, I was doing in-betweens for various things. Donald Duck short, Sleeping Beauty. It was a beautiful film. They had some of the best animators there. Then I worked on Mickey Mouse Club and the Wonderful World of Disney, and they had a lot of stuff going on. It was just a lot of fun. Then I was promoted to assistant animator after a few months. This was in 1956 already. And so then I got a call from San Francisco. So I took a couple of days off from the studio and went up to look at it. So he said, maybe you should come up here, because here you probably get a chance to animate. And, and Disney, who knows how long it's going to take. And so I liked the studio, I liked the owners, I liked just the ambiance of the whole situation. I went back and I quit. And I was told that I could never go back to Disney, because if you quit, they don't hire you back. If they lay you off, they might call you back. But since if you quit, that's it. And so, because I figured that if I stayed at Disney, I would probably make 6, 8, 10 years before I could even start animating, because there's so many people there. It's such a big studio. And there was a possibility that I could be animating sooner up in San Francisco, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted the challenge of being an animator. And sure enough, that's why I went up there. And I loved it there. Just John and myself, he was the animator and I was the assistant, and we were doing commercials strictly. And one of the owners was, I worked on the first, Bob Mills, I worked on the first cartoon made especially for television, Crusader Rabbit. Then all of a sudden, one time, John just quit and moved back to Los Angeles. So I was the only animator there. So anyway, so all of a sudden I'm under the gun to do the animation. And so anyway, it worked out fine. I got to work on the several commercials and industrial films and stuff like that, and some in Spanish, some in English, and of course. But anyway, and then I came back to LA like about 1960, and because they changed ownership and everything. And so when I came back, I had a sample reel of my animation, and there had been a big layoff at Disney after Sleeping Beauty, because they didn't make the money that they had expected. A lot of the guys had told me, you're making a big mistake quitting Disney. This is it. It's the best studio in town. I said, the world. I said, I know, but but they had been laid off. So I came back as an animator with a sample reel, and they were still assistant animators looking for a job.